right, welcome. This is Listen.
Teacher Chatter.
This is Robin.
And Jill.
And we are at the week of Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
And 2 days this week. We can make it at our district. It's
Yeah.
2 days.
Some people don't have school at all.
I know.
But
And some have to go 3 days. So I like to think.
yeah, and I think those days, like, we get 2 weeks at Christmas.
Which is
and
nice.
some people
and
don't.
I would actually rather that. So I'm not going to complain.
Me
But
neither.
yes,
I'll
2
take
days.
2 days. We'll power through those 2 days and
Yes.
move on with life.
So with this, we have been a theme this month about thankfulness. And I love, we've talked about this before. I love a good thankfulness month. So we're going to
Mhm.
stick with this theme.
Yes.
And before we do that, though, let's do our highs and lows.
Yeah, so I'll start.
Okay.
And I'm not going to categorize this either way. I think...
Kind of choose your own adventure. People are going to choose your own. Is it a high or is it a low?
I mean, and you'll find out soon enough. So, I work in a middle school.
Yes.
And in middle school, kids like to start doing some note passing.
Ooh.
So, I have, like, left and right, confiscate, like,
Wow.
letters, this, that, and I find out who thinks who's cute, who, whatever. And today was no different. I was noticing a note being written, and I said, I need that note. And the kid crumbled it up and put it under the table. And I said,
Well, right then, that's the one you definitely want.
oh, yeah. I was like, man, this is juicy, And it's funny is I remember back in the day when teachers used to read the notes out loud.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that, but I do find out what is in your note. And then we talk about this is not a good use of time and it's a distraction. And normally,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
Yeah, sometimes there's bad things written about people, So this person puts it underneath the desk and I'm like, I need the note. And she goes, I don't want to give it to you.
Oh,
And I
it was a girl.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh. So I said, you will give it to me.
I'm sorry you thought this was an option.
I was like, that's funny. Then I'm like, and then I'm thinking in my head, what if she starts like putting this in her mouth? Like,
That's what my kids would have done.
I know. And I'm like, I don't know. So I was like, you have 5 seconds. So I do the 5-second countdown.
Uh-huh.
And by 3, it's in my hand.
Oh, very
Grab
nice.
it, throw it on my desk. And I'm like, I'll look at it in a second. Well, I look at it a little bit later. And in this note, it does talk about a kid and if they're actually that hot or not. But maybe that person's nice but not hot. But then the next part mentions the teacher.
Oh, you?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Now,
were you hot or
listeners,
were you
hold
not?
on. Listeners, your mind currently is going into a lot of places.
Yes.
I think I'm about to disappoint you because the note says that this teacher
Mhm.
is a bad word that rhymes with witch.
Oh.
Close your earmuffs. Yes.
Ah.
Because this kid was not happy that they had some consequences about
Oh.
things.
No wonder she didn't want it to pass.
Yeah. So I had a conversation with this. I actually walked up and said, I bet you didn't want me to have that note.
Oh,
And then we had a conversation in the hall about how disappointed I was. And I said, is this your true feelings? No, I'm sorry. I said, well, this is a good life lesson because you shouldn't say, do, or write anything that you don't want everybody to know. And now, for people that are like, whoa, and I was direct about some of these things, but the kid also, that's pretty tough to face. The adult you just
natural
called.
consequence.
Mm-hmm. And this is, their kid, right? So I also talked to the kid though, and I said, listen, you know that I care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that you had a consequence early is because I want to see more from you with these things, and you're better than this. And the kid kind of tears up with some stuff, and I said, I'm still going to care about you, but this was a bad choice, And so life lessons, I am all about those. I get that from my father who used to lecture me a lot. I'm like, people make mistakes, and I'm not holding it against the kid. But I was like,
listen,
in all my years,
she's never going to forget that, though.
Man, you know what I thought too was if I showed this note to some of the kids in my class, they would probably never speak to this child again. They are Team Weedle. And I was like, man, you better hope that this note doesn't get out.
I know.
But I kept it because I look at it and I just think, wow, and not all the words were spelled right.
But you got the message.
But I figured it out.
Listen, here's a lesson.
So that's the story of the week, not necessarily a high or low, but you know what?
Don't write notes about your teacher in the class you're in. Wait till the next hour.
At least wait.
Wait till the next hour.
The other teachers on my team were humored by it, mostly because they liked that I was being attacked by a child, I think.
And you've got proof. That's the worst part.
I'm gonna keep it forever. Anytime I need a little
pick her up.
I'm just gonna be like, you know what? But nobody called me that today.
You know what?
Yeah. Welcome to middle school teaching, right there.
All right. Well, good times. Well, I didn't have a note today, so I'm missing on that.
I'm sorry.
My low this week, and I know I think I've talked this before.
Is it your air conditioning?
No, listen, I already paid for that. It works great, okay? In October 31st. That's when I got it fixed. Anyway, my feet. I have to get new shoes. I need people to shout out and tell me the best shoes. Now, listen, I'm not a tennis shoe girl because I like to dress up.
It's a disappointment.
I need some.
Birkenstocks.
I don't think they're enough support for me.
You need those old people.
You're laughing, but I'm thinking I'm looking at those.
I don't know, those old people shoes. I guess those are kind of tennis
orthopedic.
Shoes. Yeah.
Listen, I do have a little style, okay? I'm going to go. My friend Lisa told me she gets this Dansko clogs. They're like nurses who use them. And I'm going to go on Saturday and I'm going to try them on. They're very expensive, which I'm okay to pay a lot if they really work. But oh man, my feet hurt so bad. So anyway,
I'm sorry.
It is. Yes. I'm sorry for myself. So yes, you're right. Now the high, listen, this last weekend, my favorite time of all times. You know what it is this weekend?
Yes.
Christmas float time. So we have a float again this year. Our elementary school does. I haven't found out if we won yet, but I feel pretty good about it.
Clearly.
But it's a Hallmark Christmas.
Yeah. Oh.
And we have 2 trailers.
Mm-hmm.
The first trailer, we're making a backdrop like a town, and we're Christmas carolers because in Hallmark movies you always have Christmas, and we have huge lanterns that are hanging up and a snow machine. And then the other trailer, a huge Christmas tree. Our assistant principal is dressed up like the mayor, and we're gonna have the thing where you pull the thing and it lights up, and snow is gonna start snowing, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. So anyway, so excited, and and I'm gonna have 2 highs too. The other high is my main principal was out of town last week too.
Oh, that's a high. Look at that.
Yes.
Everybody feel good about that. Robin just said that her high was. Oh, when my principal's gone.
Yes, I'm going to finish it.
I'm sorry. So I just wanted to jump on that first.
He does not think that Christmas should start after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
We disagree.
Mm-hmm.
It was Richard and I and several of us in the office think that. So we took the liberty while he was gone to unlock his and put up a Christmas tree, lights. We found a Santa costume that we put over his jacket, over his chair. We put all his family pictures, Christmas hats on, and decorated the tree, and all of our face dressed up like Santa. And you know what? It was actually amazing. Every time I go in there, I'm so happy.
He left it up?
He's left it up. And when I went in, he said, I'm going to leave it. And I looked at him and said, well, of course you are. What was the other option?
That's crazy.
Would you take it down?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take down a tree that has everybody pictures on it. That would be rude. So anyway, I could tell he got in the Christmas spirit. I felt like his heart grew 2 sizes when he saw it. And it did help that his daughter walked in and she wrote her story about it and told her family. So you know what? That did help a lot. It was the best surprise for her too. So I've had a lot of high things. I
need you to know that I heard about that in my building.
You did?
Yeah. He had already spread the word.
See, I knew he loved it.
He did. I feel like that was the vibe I was getting. So when I asked for pictures, they needed to see
how wonderful it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was like just so inspired that he told all of his friends.
You know what? The thing is, everybody needs to feel loved. And I feel like that's what we did for him.
I think that was great. Nice. Good job.
All right. So back to the thankful month.
Yes.
Okay.
Thankful month.
Thankful month.
Then those of you that are also watching on YouTube, you will notice that I have a cherry Coke. No, this is not an endorsement. This is how you know how my day has been.
She does not drink cherry Coke. If I was drinking a cherry Coke,
I don't drink soda.
Hey, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. She never drinks soda. So
I might be a little extra wiry by the end of this.
So this
podcast episode.
This is for Jill to realize what she's thankful for, because she needs a little thankfulness in her eyes. So we're going to do, I made a list of random things we're thankful for.
Yes.
And it's from clothes we wear to classroom and stuff, just random stuff.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about what are we thankful for those things, okay?
Thankful.
I know I should find some little sound bites. You know, that's what I can do.
Thankful.
Something like that. Okay.
I don't know why
this
people
is why
don't
she doesn't need a cherry Coke very often.
All
All right.
True.
Number 1. The most thankful item in your classroom.
The item I am most thankful for in my classroom. I've got 2 things that I am thankful for, but I'm actually switching gears. I am thankful for, and this is not a physical item, but we have the classroom screen that it's like it's a website, but it saves what you're going to have on your screen from day to day. It's almost like a slideshow, but way better. And it's interactive with different things. And so every day it already has all of my stuff on there, and I just update it. And so that I can just click from one screen to the next. I didn't learn about it till last year, and it was only a free version. And this year I upgraded to the paid version, and it is the best $20 that I spent on my order.
I would like to see that sometime.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Classroom Screen.
Okay.
It's fabulous.
Listen.
I learned about it last year, and then I started playing with it. But if you don't pay for it, then you don't get to save your screen from day to day.
Okay.
It's only like $30.
But it's worth it for the whole year.
For the whole year. And so my kids walk in, and like I said, it's kind of like slides, but then you can embed different things into it, and then it just saves from day to day. And I know people are like, this sounds like slides. I felt the same way until I got it, and it's way better. And I can embed my Google Docs to one slide, and then they can pop it up, and it's just there. Everything is right there. And it just makes me really happy, and it's made my life really wonderful.
Well, I'm interested in seeing this.
Yes.
That's actually very exciting.
Yes.
I didn't expect that.
So that is something in my classroom I'm really thankful for. I also had erasable pens in there.
Okay. You can say both. I got 2.
Okay. I also love my erasable pens.
I like a good erasable pen.
Kids
as
are
long
super
as it's
jealous.
right smooth.
Yeah.
I only like some are not smooth, but most of them are.
Yeah, and it's just amazing. Like the kids all write something and they'll see it, and then they see me erase it, and they're like,
Now I will tell you something about erasable pens you need to know about.
Okay, yeah.
You know, Dave uses them. He loves them. But he was doing our Bible lessons, and he would write all his notes out, and he wanted to pass out the book to my kids, like same form, so he can see his notes.
Yeah.
They do kind of erase after a while.
I had a friend write a check with an erasable pen, and the guy she gave the check to put it in one of those plastic things. It was like a business owner, and it all smeared and was gone. So you do have to be careful.
But on every day, yes.
Yes.
All right, my 2 things. Yes. One is I have a cart on wheels because I am not in my room ever, and so I'm able to put my computer,
That's why
my
it's
books.
so clean around
I
here.
know.
Wow.
It's when you're never in here. It's amazing. But I wheel that sucker back and forth, and honestly, when kids are really rambunctious, I need them to calm down. I was like, hey, do you want to pull my cart? And so it helps them. So it's a win-win. So I love my cart.
Yes.
And I also love my own personal laminator. I don't think you can live without it.
That's a great one. I got one last year. Last year was a big year for me, guys, in finding and discovering things. And I agree. Actually, my son has that on his Christmas list.
A laminator? Smart move. I mean,
they're only like
$20, $25.
Yeah, maybe like 30 or something. Maybe they've went up in price.
Everything.
Things have happened in the last year. Yeah.
Just
inflation. So yes, that's a good call.
Okay. You ready for the next one?
Yep.
What are you thankful of your favorite item to wear? What kind of clothing are you thankful for?
Okay. Well, I do love tennis shoes, so that would obviously be on my list, but I thought a little more about this. And I love my fun, silly shirts.
Oh, no, I can see that.
So like a funny phrase, or like I have one that has like a giraffe that just, I don't know, maybe is it the giraffe or I've got one that has a giraffe and one that has a lion, and they have glasses on, and people just think it's fun. But I like my ones that are like catchy with like, I have one that just says there, and there, and it has like symbols helping them with it.
That's fun.
I like clever ones like that.
I do too.
I have a new book, one that this year that says that all the cool kids are reading.
I like that.
I saw one. This is the one I want. It's on my next to-do list.
So listen.
If you need Christmas ideas.
If you need Christmas ideas,
and it just says, bruh.
Oh.
Charge your Chromebook.
Listen, do not buy that for her.
It says, bruh. No. Charge your Chromebook.
Listen, I seriously told my Abby.
Okay.
She literally said to me, bruh, I said, unless you're a middle school boy, I don't want to hear that again. And I was actually facing it. I agree with you.
My shirt is saying it to the children.
I agree.
Middle school children.
I told her, I was like, in fact, she was FaceTiming. I said, if I hear bruh one more time, I'll just delete.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I just like the charge your Chromebook, and I like
that. No, I think it's funny.
It can be like, dude. And if it says dude, I'm cool with that. Dude, charge your Chromebook. I don't care. I just like that idea because I think that's funny. So
it is funny.
Any little clever t-shirts,
like
yes.
All right. Mine is, I like to dress up.
You're so fancy.
But I love long dresses or skirts because my feet hurt. I've been wearing tennis shoes underneath there, and no one knows because it looks like I'm fancy with tennis shoes because no one sees them.
That's why you won't wear tennis shoes? Because you're like people seeing them and thinking you're dressed down?
No, I don't like the way it looks. Like, I like to dress up. I like to dress up. Yeah. Like I like to wear dresses or, palooza pants or stuff.
Yeah.
But tennis shoes doesn't always look good. But when you have a long dress,
you can wear tennis shoes.
Yeah, no one knows.
And even if they do, you do know that's kind of like an
No, that's what now it is now. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, that's now, thank goodness this came back like that. It used to not be like weird people did that. But now it's very popular.
I have a question.
Yes.
You have been teaching a couple years longer than I have. When you first started teaching, did you dress like was everybody supposed to dress up like big time and like heels?
But like I don't know if I had to wear, but I wore dress shoes. I always wore dress shoes. Like you always dressed up every day. I think that's why a little bit it's hard for me to transition to be super casual because and I actually like to dress up too. Like I feel more comfortable in a long dress or skirt, honestly, than like jeans and a t-shirt. It's just my style.
Well, and really, I remember when I first started teaching, that was kind of what they told me to do. I had nicer shoes that I wore back then. And now I'm like, how many different kinds of Tom's tennis shoes?
Yes, and I have bought a lot this year, I will tell you. Mm-hmm. But I like that that's the style.
You know what? Dress for the job you want.
Yeah. What job do I want? To be a minister of music or something? Is that what you're saying? Maybe principal? Maybe.
Oh, are you wanting to be principal?
No. Oh, I did. Okay. I thought I did, but I don't anymore. Negative.
Cross that off the list.
I'm not a sucker. No, just kidding. Do I look crazy?
Yeah, you guys are great. We love you.
Anyway. All right. Most thankful Thanksgiving food item.
Which I know you can have this all the time, but I just love the mashed potatoes, gravy, homemade noodles.
Ooh.
I'm putting all of those together because I started with
the whole thing's going to
mashed potato. I didn't even add the turkey. I'm like, and maybe I'm just desiring. The other day I made something very similar to that anyway. I know it's something, but my son, he was like, this seems like a Nana meal. Mm-hmm. That's what they call my mom. And I was like, it is a Nana meal. And it made me happy.
Yeah.
So I think anything that reminds me of like
family tradition.
Yeah, like going to my grandma's house. And maybe that's why it's the potatoes because and the homemade noodles. When we would go to my grandma Bibby's house, and we always did for Thanksgiving, there was always her potatoes, her potatoes were always the best. And I'm pretty sure it's because there were like 2 sticks of butter.
Probably a little sugar.
Yeah, lots of sugar on it. But they were delicious and worth every bite. And so I think that's really what it is. It just reminds me of that. And so it makes my heart happy.
Yeah. I went with sweet potato casserole because I think it's because you never get it except at Thanksgiving. We don't. And I love like I want the marshmallows and the pecans and the all that on there.
Yeah.
But I love it, and I think just because you never really get it any other time. Like we don't have it at Christmas. We just have it at Thanksgiving.
That's a good
one.
So
that's my go-to.
I want some of that now too.
I know I'm so hungry right now.
So it sounds like we like potatoes.
Yeah. Or noodles. So
yours are healthier, right? Sweet potatoes.
Not when you put pecans and marshmallows and brown sugar.
Pecans would be fine.
I feel good about it. And sweet potatoes are actually really good for you.
Yes. See. So yes,
win-win. People that you work with, and that's a hard one.
We're thankful for.
Thankful for, yes.
Oh, nothing like trying to get us in the hot seat with the people we work with.
Because if you don't call them out, this is awkward, and if you do.
So I was sitting here thinking about this, and I was thinking about just each aspect of my life and being thankful for people. And I'm obviously going to have to start with my teaching partner of 8 years, RJ, because we've just had a lot of things go on in the last 8 years, and knows me really well, knows the family really well, and a person that you can go to and know like they're going to pray for you and be thinking of you. And so there's that. I feel like I've got to make the whole list.
I know. Listen,
so that would be like my top tier as far as like at work kind of things. But then you can talk about like Krista being our lit coach and all the things she's done, our team with that, my principals, like, gosh, I feel like I'm making a speech at the Oscars. Yes. And thank you for your support for me in my classroom.
I know. Actually, everybody. After I said this, I said, well, listen, I can't do this actually. So I just thought I'd start with you. But I did.
She is not a nice person. But I want to see how I answered it.
No,
it's weird. All she wrote down was, I have nobody to be thankful for.
I actually just put friends.
It says, I have no friends. Robin, I'm so sorry. If there's anybody out there that will be friends with Robin, she's not.
Well, listen, here's the thing. I started off by thinking about my people that I go to, and I'm with you. Like, you have those people that are like family. Because I thought about like my first grade team that we started off. We grew up, we raised our kids together. Like, they are lifelong friends. And then I thought, oh my gosh, but those team I have now. So I was like, I have to say everyone in that team. And I was listen, I am just thankful for my North building, because honestly, I could tell you 20 people right off my head who I could not do life every day without them.
Yeah.
So then, and then I was talking to one of Laura, that's her name. I've been calling her Laura, but it's Laura. And we were just talking about like our administrators. We have 2 great administrators that are so supportive and really take one for our team and step in. And not every school has that. And so I do have to do a really shout out for them, because I'm so thankful for my Dr. Wallace and Miss Richard. They are amazing. So very thankful for that.
Well, and that's where I am. If I wouldn't have said RJ, she would have cut me. So no, I'm just kidding.
I saw her staring in the mirror over here being like,
Robin, let her know it was coming. No, but I'm 100% with you. I think, even like my PACE group, there are teachers that are on the 6th grade side, but it's like, I love that I've been there a year and a half.
Yeah.
And we've already formed connections with different things. Our last PACE meeting, Melissa Martinez had a nice little devotional time, and she had to share some of her stuff, and like I got emotional with what I was sharing, and here I am with 15 plus people, and I'm like, here I am getting emotional on a Friday morning in front of all these people, but in the same, like, I didn't feel judgment.
No.
All of those things that I had, one of the teachers walk up to me afterward and was just like, hey, thanks for being vulnerable, A, but B, I want you to know this.
Yeah.
And it was just words of encouragement, and I thought, like, how fortunate that even though you don't see some of these people on the daily, that they are there to lift you up and to give you words of encouragement.
Yeah, 100%.
So thinking about just being thankful, I think sometimes we don't realize how fortunate we are to be in the buildings we are.
Yeah, 100%.
The support that we have and the community.
Yeah, 100%.
Because...
And parents, like our PTA, honestly, I should have done a shout out for them for sure. Here we are doing a float. Mm-hmm. They have got a sign-up sheet. They have got a group. We could not do the fun things that I want to do. They pretty much let me live my best life. That's what they do. But I couldn't do it without the PTA.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are so thankful, and I just think sometimes we take it for granted.
Yeah. So when we say who we're thankful for, it sounds like pretty much everybody. We love you all.
You listen.
If you're listening, we also appreciate you.
That's right. So you know what?
It's a win-win all the way around.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay. And you know what? Last but not least, because I love a good singing. So, favorite song, like your favorite, like your thankful song that
it's a thankful song.
Like I'm talking about, like when you hear it, you're like, oh yes, like that. It lifts you up. It makes you feel like.
I'm going to make you start.
Okay, I'll start.
I want to see where you go with this, because I think I went a different direction.
I'm going with 2 different. I'm going 2. Okay, my first one, I know we have this. I can see clearly now. It's my go-to, Jimmy Cliff. You could not have a bad day and hear that song. It is my all-time favorite songs.
Okay.
Literally, like if you hear that song and you don't smile and feel good inside, there's something wrong with you.
Okay.
So that's my.
We don't want anything wrong with us. So yes.
So that's my go-to.
Yes.
And then I'm going the other extreme. My Redeemer Lives when Nicole Woodbull. It's a Christian song, but it's just a reminder that God is faithful no matter what, and He lives no matter. He's the one that made the ocean. It's like it just reminds me that He is always faithful. So I go living a good life to kind of a spiritual one. So what about you?
Well, I went with, and this has been my go-to for oh my gosh, 20 years.
That's how I can see
20 years, but this is not the same. Mine is.
I hope it's not your sexy thing.
Nope, M&M's. And I don't even know the exact name, but it's the every moment like is a chance to turn it all around. And it's like, dun, 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 dun. And it's like, it basically has this idea that at every moment literally is an opportunity for you to turn things around.
See, that's exactly right.
So, I mean, and it's not like I'm some big Eminem fan, but it was one that used to get me like pumped. Clearly. Okay. But it used to get me pumped up whenever I played athletics. And then even throughout my life, it's just one of those things, like, it pops in my brain of just, like, I think about it with my students, like, when, like, my student today made a bad choice, but I'm like, I told my student that moment, it's like, this is a bump.
Yeah.
I said, but what happens after a bump? I said, it can be smooth.
Yep, that's so true.
And I was like, so it's your opportunity to take that.
See?
And so, and it's just one of those things that I'm like, man, he is a good writer. Though you may not like all of his lyrics. Yes, he is. He's got a, no, I'm sorry, guys. But you may hate.
I feel like I need to do some research.
I know. It's not, he's just very clever with his words and how it all works together. And no, I'm not going to tell everybody to go out there and listen to it. But that's my pump me up song, but also like inspirational. I like it. It's a cleaner version.
I'm actually going to have to listen to it.
It's a little cleaner version.
What's it called, man?
I mean, I don't know exactly if this is what it's called, but it's every moment's a chance to turn it all around.
Okay, I'm going to listen to it. We'll talk about it
next time.
All right. So, before we do our challenge for this week, we want to tell you that we will not have a podcast then Monday because we are actually going to celebrate Thanksgiving with our family and take our own little trip off. So we'll come back, I think, on December 4th or something. 4th, because the 1st is a Friday. Yeah. So we'll be back December 4th, so we will not be here next Monday. So you know what? Go back and listen to an old one.
There's some good ones. You could go to some of the early ones or there's so many options.
There is so many. And you know what? It's fun. It's fun.
It is. You can laugh at us time and time again.
Yes. So, okay. My verse that I picked today was James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father, the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. And I was looking, like I said, I love a good Thanksgiving thing, but I found this challenge that you do an A to Z thankful. And so you pick something that starts with each one of those letters and do thankful. So you know what? With your family this week, maybe around the part after you get all the turkey and you're tired and you are tired of talking to each other, but you still want to act like you love each other. You could go around and do something A through Z and see if you can think of things you're thankful for. So that's just a fun challenge for this week. So,
love it.
And just remember that, like the scripture said, everything that comes from that's good in our life is from God, and that we're so blessed. And sometimes we take for granted, just like we even joked about, like the people we work with. Sometimes you just it's the way you live your life. You don't think anything of it, but we are truly blessed. So
we are.
Well, you know what? I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. Enjoy the wonderful food, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes. Make your own little thankful list, your favorite songs. Send me what your favorite shoe is, and so I can go buy it by Saturday. So let me know. But anyway, we hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving with your friends, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. This is Listen.
Teacher Chatter.
This is Robin.
And Jill.
Have a great week.